Here we are in the middle of 2025. A huge percentage of humanity has been awakened for the first time. From my perspective and my understanding of the collective rise in consciousness, we are witnessing changes that the human species has never seen. And it's something that many people are feeling, and it's a profound shift in human consciousness. And it's not just on an individual, a local, a country level. This is on a global level. And because of technology and because of our connectedness, we can witness this global shift because of the connectivity that we have. So from the perspective of someone who's lived through several, I would call them transformative decades, okay, from my perspective, this feels very validating, and it does feel very unprecedented. It might be that we've experienced this as other, like the Atlanteans or the Lemurians or, other cultures that have now, they're not around because there's a cycle happening. But from my perspective, this feels like it's something that can change the game for humanity in a really beautiful way. And what dropped in for me as I started writing this felt a little odd, because you never like to admit, at a certain point you have to, but you never like to admit that you're getting older, right? Look what we do to fight it, all this stuff people inject into their bodies and all the things that we do that are unnatural. And I really reached a point where I love so much the wisdom that I get to impart, that you just reach a point where you can hopefully embrace it. I do, it's interesting because I have some friends who have, for probably a decade now, have been doing some unnatural things to their faces or their bodies, and it's just kind of like, oh my goodness. I respect everyone's journey for sure, but I just think that there's something really amazing about the naturally aging human that carries a quiet wisdom. There is no past and there is no future. All there is now. And you can think about that as, look at how we have always been, all the psychologists and psychiatrists and all the people trying to go back and heal our childhood and heal all this stuff. And I'm not saying those are bad things, but I'm saying if you let the present moment be dictated by what happened to you in the past and what might happen to you in the future, you're not living. All you have is today. Yesterday, all you had was yesterday. Tomorrow, all you have is that day. We need to look at this from a place of there is no time. Time is a construct. We all know that. We do need to follow the rules of time in this matrix because this is what keeps our life going and flowing and helping us take care of our families and be in social situations at the right time and all of that. But if you look at it as this is the only day I have, and tomorrow is the only day I will have, this is a huge part of an inner awakening. That when that drops into you, it's really, really amazing. And then the people who don't see it is equally as stunning to me. But I also realize it's not my job to change someone else's journey. That's not my job. I can raise my own frequency and I can affect the collective and maybe help someone else simply by my energy and my being change their trajectory to maybe a higher timeline.